Hi everybody, this is Pedro with LTS, and this week's video is all about the Rizzini BR460. I've been working with the 460 for a while now. I have lots of customers that are using it and they seem to like it a lot. I have shot it many times. I shot the flat rib version because that's what I shoot, and I was very impressed. And if you talk to me on the phone, if we talked about it before as a Rizzini, the reason I'm so impressed with the Rizzini brand, because I keep bringing it up, is because bang for your buck, if you get a Rizzini shotgun compared to a competitor's shotgun of the same price, either they will be better or they will at the very least be as good as a gun for the same price. The reason I like it a lot is because they seem that they took a lot of their guns and boiled it down to those 3 actions, and doing only 3 models allows them to make very good actions and variations of it. So the 460 in this case is the one that is very different from the BR110 action. The 460 is a boss style action. So let's take a look here. I have a Rizzini BR460 standard sporting flat rib gun. Let's take this gun apart. I want to show you what do I mean by the boss action. As you know, the boss action, coming from Boss, Perazzi utilizes probably a few other brands, Perugini and Vicini, and a few other brands will use the boss style action. Well, so does Rizzini. The Rizzini boss style action, you have, let's start by the locking system. It is at the very bottom of the barrel right here, and then you have the deep relief recoil shoulders that are carved out of the monoblock that will fit directly into the receiver on those 2 little shoulders right there. One thing that I found interesting about the 460 is most boss actions, they are carved out by the monoblock, on the monoblock and on the receiver, and they're non-replaceable parts. So you wonder, well, what if they wear, right? I can't tell you if I've seen one wear to the point where it doesn't lock up anymore. Usually the boss action guns are extremely durable and you don't outshoot those guns. They just need to be serviced. But there was a question. So the Rizzini recoil shoulder that is inside of the receiver, where the recoil shoulders of the monoblock fit into, they are actually replaceable parts. I thought it was a really cool part because we don't know if it wears out or not, we haven't seen it or not, but being replaceable to a bigger size or to a new one, it's actually a pretty good idea. Besides that, the boss action usually requires a pretty heavy action, pretty heavy receiver, wide and heavy, which I like. I prefer it because it brings the center of gravity of the gun towards the receiver. Because you don't have just small little recoil shoulders on the top of the receiver or on the bottom of the barrel like all the manufacturers do, by making it onto the receiver and monoblock, it requires a substantial amount of steel. Therefore, the balance of the gun doesn't go forward and doesn't come back. It sits right on your hand. Another cool part that they do is a removable trigger. It's a fairly simple trigger, very similar to the Perazzi actually. It goes in fairly easy. All you have to do is move the safety up. Hold it, goes in, push it up, and it comes out. Okay? So, double firing, which is a question on other guns where usually they have the selector right on the bottom. My suggestion, put it on safety. Change your selector, that way you can clear the inertia block and then re-engage your safety. That's what I do on all the competition guns anyway. You should be doing that just to be safe, but that's what I would do, especially on a trigger that is this massive. The parts look very good, the hammers, everything else looks really good in it. So there's the inertia block right on the back here. Now the 460 I think is a sleeper on the competition world, because you get a gun that most competition guns in the market today, you have to service in some way or another. You have to re-engage or redo or replace the locking system. And right around 30,000 rounds. Some 20, some 30, some 40, but let's just say 30,000 rounds. The Rizzini BR460, you're looking at about 30 to 40,000 rounds to replace a locking system. And I always talk about locking system because it's really the only part that matters on a gun. I can replace firing pin springs, all the little parts I can replace a whole bunch of times. The locking bolt is what actually matters because it's what keeps your barrel tight to the action. And locking bolts are sized. It's not that the locking bolts will wear out, is that where the locking bolts fit into shotguns on the barrel, that part wears out. Therefore, you need a bigger size locking bolt to fill in that gap. So you notice when you buy a gun brand new, the top lever on the gun is going to be all the way to the right. As you continue to shoot, the top lever makes its way to the center. That means that the section in the barrel, in this case right here, where the locking bolt fits into, got slightly bigger. You won't be able to notice it, but it's thousandths of an inch that will get slightly bigger, causing the locking bolt to go deeper in. Therefore, the top lever is going to make its way towards the center. Okay, that's usually a good indicator that it's service time. Now, they have multiple sizes of locking bolts, so you can just shoot 30, 40,000 rounds, replace it, keep on going. That's standard service, like changing the oil in your car. Every gun needs service, remember. So, the most appealing section part of the 460 is actually the price point. The price point comes under all of its major competitors. So you have Perazzi right at the very top, you have Beretta DT11, you have Krieghoffs, you have Zolis, you have Blazers, you have Kohlers. The 460 comes at right below all of those price points. So if you don't want to spend $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 on a gun, but you're ready to upgrade from a entry-level clay gun to a competition gun, it's a great step. It's usually around $8,500 for a BR460, so it works out pretty well. I think it's a fantastic gun for the money. And you have multiple options of that gun too, so it's not only the flat rib sporting clays version, you have multiple options. Let's go over them. So, this is the sporting clays flat rib version, available in 12 gauge, 30 or 32 inch barrels for both right and left handed. Then after that, you're gonna go to the BR460X. The BR460X is a step rib model of the 460. As you know, as we talked about it before, usually the step rib gun, as you can see here, comes with a Monte Carlo. It's to make up for the rib. Actually, this past weekend, I shot a Zoli mid rib that was available, and we shot it. And I shot it the same way as I would shoot an over-under flat rib. Now, when do we use the step rib? Some people prefer it because it keeps your head a little bit higher. It gives you a little better peripheral vision under the gun because your head is higher, okay? So therefore, the rib is also higher. We usually also use the step rib gun for people that no matter how low we make the stock, they can't get their eyes to be leveled on the gun. Sometimes we will have a step rib gun and we will actually use a flat rib sport stock on it to get the person's eye low enough, and then with an adjustable comb you can raise it a little bit up to get the level in. So on this version here, yes, the gun gets a little bit heavier, like any other gun that has a step rib on it. You have a little more rib, you're gonna get a little bit heavier. You also have more wood on the stock to make up on the Monte Carlo section, so you also gonna have more weight. Is it too heavy of a gun? No, I shot a step rib this weekend, like I said, and it was just fine. So you have flat rib, step rib, and then you have the ACS model, which on the Rizzini line it's called the IPS model. The IPS model is a 1/2 inch adjustable rib. Their adjustable rib is actually pretty simple. Most adjustable ribs you need a few wrenches, so you can loosen the back, loosen the middle, and tighten it in the front. This one here is just a button. It works very well actually. We have used on demo guns, they are holding up very, very well. So all you have to do is on the front right here, as you can see, there's a button right there. You simply press the button all the way in and move your rib 3 different spots. So you can raise or lower your point of impact. All of them are available in right or left, and all of them come with a detachable trigger. One new thing that came out that they just updated on their guns is on their triggers. They actually are adjustable now. So the previous generation guns, they weren't adjustable, now they are. and with the same thing as the design on the button for the rib. It is a simple little button on the side of the screw. You press it all the way in and move it back and forth, and it stays put. It's not just a little button that is going to come off, it actually stays put. So after all of the 3 variations of rib styles, they also have for you the like engraved guns. They have the BR460 EL version. Okay, the EL version is a nickel receiver, fully engraved, and you have the top lever, the safety, the trigger guard and trigger plate assembly, and the 4-end iron in black. It's a beautiful gun. Still, the price, actually, once you get into the engraved gun, it's when it starts being competitive with other the same level guns non-engraved. So still a great deal. I hope this video has shown you a new competition gun, okay, that it is a little bit more affordable than other guns if you're looking to step into the competition rounds and get a heavier, bulkier gun, because that's all competitions are. They are going to be heavier, they are going to be bigger, they are going to be a little bit bulkier. Bigger locking system, better locking systems, better triggers, okay, better barrels. So if you're ready to step in, remember that competition guns are going to be a little bit heavier, a little bit bulkier. They're also going to be a little bit stiffer. Their locking systems are huge. They are built to take a beating, so they are going to be a little bit stiffer in the beginning. Treat your guns nicely, keep it oil, keep it greased, and over time you'll loosen up properly. So I hope you have enjoyed this gun. I enjoyed this gun a lot. I have shot it a lot. I'm thinking of getting one myself. Like I said, for the price point, you really can't go wrong. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys are enjoying the videos, make sure you like the videos, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you put in the comment section what guns you like to see. We have been asked about the Caesar Guerini line. I am doing some deep research on the Guerini. There isn't much available out there as far as the mechanics, so that will come out shortly. And the Zoli video will finally come out. I'm working in getting some questions answers with Paolo Zoli. As soon as I have all of that, you guys will have all of that. So if you have guns that you like to know a little bit more about, write in the comments. I'll try to get as much as answer as I can. Remember, this is not a review channel. This is for you to understand a little bit more about the guns. For me, all the guns that I'm going to show you here are very good guns, because I don't like to work with guns that I don't feel as they are good. Therefore, I'm not going to pass that along to my client. So all the guns that I'm going to show you in the videos are always going to be good. It is just for you to understand what you get with that specific gun. If that gun works for you, great. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching.